Hi everyone, we're back. We've just watched Final Three. Can we get everyone's best impression of the jury?
That was Simon. And that's actually how I knew that there would be
That
an
was
upset
Ben
because
as
they showed
well.
in the preview the Simon doing the
He's done that in a bunch of episodes, though. Like, that's just his face sometimes.
yeah. Just walks around like that.
Yeah.
What do we think?
It
Well,
went how I thought it would go.
Oh,
Well,
really?
at the end, yeah. Why? It's not. It's more interesting if it's Jackson versus Caleb.
It is, yeah.
And
Um, uh,
honestly, Loz was gonna betray Caleb as
yes,
you
well.
she was
reckon?
She
going
was
to.
consider. Yeah, she was considering it too. She can't win against him. She knew it.
But for some
So
reason she thought she could win against Jackson. That is interesting to me.
yeah,
Hmm.
But
was
kicking out
confused.
Jackson would have been a move. Sorry, Caleb would have been a move.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think she might have done it too. I don't know that she would have got up over Jackson though. But it's so hard to
I
know. We've seen so
still
little of her.
love Caleb and still want him to win.
Even though you had a little moment where you thought you didn't. Did his little speech at the end change it for you a little bit?
I was just more shocked that he had voted her out. Um,
Same.
but yeah, his little speech at the end, I kind of get why he did it. In his mind, whether what he said is true or not in the eyes of everybody else watching and stuff. If that's what he felt, then I kind of get.
Mm. Do you think it shocked the jury just because they thought he would be with her, or because they thought it wasn't the best move?
I think that they thought it wasn't the best move, that he's chosen a harder path.
Oh, I thought it was they were just kind of shocked because the rivalry between Jackson and Caleb. Why in the world would Caleb pick him to be the one that he goes up against at the end?
Okay, yeah,
Was kind of
maybe.
my.
Do you
We
think
saw
they'll
from
It
the
was also
respect
preview.
just
it?
shocking, regardless. Like
What a
nobody was
shocker.
expecting that.
Do you think they respect it as a better move?
Maybe, but I don't know if it'll be enough to get him over the line if he needs it.
I don't know that it. I don't know that it would convince me. I feel like your best move doesn't have to be the most bombastic one. Like it's okay to say oh, hello.
A
Sorry.
contestant has entered the arena.
He was kept moving the laptop because he was rubbing his face against it. I was like, oh god. He's done though. He had his little bathroom camera and now he's off. He needs an OnlyFans, I guess.
So you don't think you would count it like that, Michael? How would
Well,
you?
I just
What
don't
would
think
you think of it?
I don't think I would count him down for taking her.
No,
Because
I wouldn't either.
yeah, there's some seasons where people kind of haven't done enough, or maybe if the person that they're bringing along, hang on, no, I'm getting that wrong. So, sometimes they kind of need to prove that they need to do something, or that they're not. Um, they sort of feel like they need to make a tough decision to prove himself to the jury. I just don't know that Caleb needs to prove himself. Not that he's done a lot of big moves either. Like it's a weird final four. It was in that way. Normally, there's one or two people that did quite a bit, but this isn't unheard of either. Like sometimes it just happens that the biggest players in a season are not the ones who are there at the end. But part of the game is making sure you don't, shoot all your shot before you get there. So
I don't see how this decision could hinder his chance. Like, I mean, obviously I've never seen any other seasons or anything, but he's picked. It feels like he's picked it just so he can beat Jackson.
mm,
Just for the show, kind of.
It definitely feels that way.
Jackson will give him a bit of a run with how he speaks, though. Like, I think Caleb will
Oh
be able to
yeah.
speak fine for himself as well. But Jackson will, he won't just do nothing. Like, he believes
No.
in himself. He tells a story. He's got a couple of people who worked with him.
Well,
Yeah, he definitely
his
believes in
pitch
himself.
at
Probably a
the
bit more than is justified, but you know.
his pitch at the tribal council tonight, just to try and get Caleb to keep him, was incredibly good in my opinion.
I mean, that was the only thing
I
he
mean,
could
it
say,
worked
really.
obviously as well. So like,
I wonder how much she had already, or he had already just decided though. Like, did Jackson influence it at all? Won't Caleb just say, "Oh no, that's just what I wanted to do"? Like, you didn't convince me at all.
I wonder if what Loz was saying to him in during the challenge changed his mind. She kept saying she needs this. I mean, she didn't need it
No, she
to
did need
get.
it.
What?
She needed it for her resume. So I'm
Yes.
holding Pikachu. But she,
What does Pikachu think, Katie?
he thinks that, um, yeah, like she needed it for her resume. Sorry, I do that because I don't like it. That's
Oh,
what they
okay.
call it. Yeah, sorry, my apologies. um, but she didn't need it to get through.
Even when they were in the challenge, and he said, "Oh, I'm only here because of you," or no, he didn't quite say that. It was something a lot like
No,
that,
that's
though.
exactly what he said. He said,
It's
I'm,
yeah,
I'm
he's
only
Oh,
here
I'm
only
because of
only
because
you.
here
of
because
her.
of you, or something like that. When he said
Yeah.
it, then I thought, "Oh, careful saying that," because it
Yeah,
will get used against you later. But then he said it himself, at the tribal, which again did make me wonder a little bit. I'm like, why would you say that if you didn't maybe intend to? Yeah, it just seems like a
yeah,
dangerous thing to say in front of the jury too often.
and then to not bring her along with him as well. Yeah.
Is giving her ammunition at that point.
Mm.
I don't know
Well,
how.
based on the preview, it looks like she's going to be pretty fiery towards him.
What?
I think she'll try, and I don't know. I just feel like I've seen it a lot of times where people, try to be stern.
But they still vote for him.
They want to be a good jury member. They don't want to let him off scot free, but they still want him to win.
Well, she has a right to be annoyed and angry at him
Oh
for what
yeah,
happened. So she's obviously still going to be feeling that because I'm assuming this the in real time the next part happens the next day, the next night.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
there's no
That
time for her to deal with what's happened.
just a day. Yeah, and she'll go
Yeah,
back and talk to other people who are on the jury as well.
but she really doesn't like Jackson.
No,
No, it's not that she doesn't like him, she doesn't
She
trust him.
doesn't trust
oh,
him.
that's
I'm
true.
sorry, my
That's true.
apologies.
We don't know that she doesn't.
I
Sorry,
mean,
it's not. No, you're right. It's not that she doesn't like him. It's she doesn't trust him.
I well, do you think that Caleb was right with his, there's no way I was going to beat a single mum with two kids?
I don't think that. I think he would have beaten her fine.
But
I think
maybe
if it
he
was a
was
public
like,
vote,
I
maybe
would feel
different, but it's not a
guilty
public
if I
vote.
won against
I
her.
think that was what he said though. He would feel guilty trying to take it away from her,
Which I'm
especially
which
when
I'm doing
she's
right now.
Yeah.
yeah, which you're
I'm
doing
just
anyway.
like, I'm just giving an advanced screening of what it's like to not win
But
500,000.
it's a bit of a band-aid
Yeah,
rip writing her name down rather than like giving a pitch which might go for like half an hour,
and then
um,
yeah,
of speeches trying to convince them why he should have it rather than her. That would be a lot harder.
yeah. I understand why he did that, especially when she was like in the in her to camera stuff in tonight's episode. She was saying, it would buy them a house,
Mm.
like
And
her and
I
her
was
daughter's
saying
a
to Jared,
house.
where's this house? I want to know where she can buy
Yeah.
a house with 500,000.
Accurate. Well, it would get her a mortgage, I guess, maybe. I don't know. But she's probably said that to them. Like, that's what she's
Mm.
doing it for. And that would be really hard to pitch against. Knowing that, knowing her. I can see why he had that mentality about it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
still sad, and I'm still annoyed that he didn't pick her and he didn't continue his
lost a little bit of
trust
sheen
with
for
her
you.
and stuff.
Yeah,
but-
in the moment, I was like, no, I don't want Caleb to win anymore.
Oh, I would have been like I said to Mum while we were watching it. I'll be annoyed. I would have been annoyed if Loz had voted him out, and I'd be annoyed if he voted her out.
Yeah, I'll be interested to hear what
You
she
wouldn't want
says
me
about
not for
'cause
them not to win though.
Well, I'm going to watch
But-
the jury thing after this to see what she
yeah,
says.
she will get asked obviously what she intended to do if she'd
She
won.
handled it well.
She looked pretty solid. Yeah, she was going pretty good.
How about that challenge, though? Whew.
Oh,
That last challenge is always rough, but this one, oh my god! Did you? Basically, they nearly tore Caleb in two. He's not a big guy.
no.
He basically had to stretch as far as he could go. And hello, Jeff.
Gus.
I know it's Gus. I was kidding.
He's just glad you're home.
That challenge was brutal. I cried a couple of times during that challenge.
Yeah, I mean, it really looked like it hurt.
I didn't, but
And Jackson's whole body just giving out was just, I can't imagine that type of pain. And I know and I've said I don't want him to win, but I still have really liked Jackson, except when he's being a jerk, obviously.
which is pretty often lately.
Which is a lot at the moment, but in the beginning it wasn't a lot. But just knowing how much he wanted it and that his body just let him down and the disappointment you could see when he had fallen into David's arms and just couldn't stop crying. I was like, that is heartbreaking. Like,
Yep,
It's almost
that's a
like
lot
he
of
wins
pain.
that
in the final now,
500,000.
but like still.
Now, Benson
Can't-
reckons he's always a big softie, but you know he did say that Loz kind of broke him during the family moment.
Yep.
Oh, I'm glad.
I've always got a soft spot for
our
mums.
internet died for that.
I always do. Yeah, I had a couple of tears in my eyes. Had to wipe away.
Or Katie's internet gave out during Loz's moment.
Yeah, and when it came back,
Jackson's
I tried to
mum.
make a joke that Jackson had won the challenge.
Which hilarious, but I knew that wasn't true because the episode is still going, Ben. And what time it finishes. But I mean, I started to get teary when Caleb saw his dad, so like Loz
I didn't.
seeing her
They seemed
daughters was going to
fine.
be the end of me.
I might have made a few jokes about how because okay, we need to remember the things that Jackson has said about his mum this season before we met her.
Every time she's on, like, because she did the video to him as well, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh god, this is awkward.
Yeah, awkward.
He hasn't said anything horrible about her, but he has said she hasn't supported his decisions.
Yeah, that's pretty horrible.
Well, that's horrible for her, not horrible for him to say.
But I was making jokes like she's sitting there saying, "If you fall down, that's it. You're disowned."
Yeah.
It was like that time you left uni.
Yeah.
I'm sure she just wanted the best for him, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a lot of haven't seen eye to eye.
Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, I have a hard time when she's the one that's picked as the family member to come along. Like,
Well, yeah, they didn't think it was her, right? Like they were
Yeah.
calling out. They were
I
like,
think
"Oh, is it
so.
Ruby or is it
Based
someone
upon
else?"
what they were saying, I think that she's afraid of flying.
Yeah, I'd wondered that.
ah.
So I
It
think
was
that's
sort
why
of
he
the
was
all
like,
by
"Oh, it's-
all by
not with your
yourself
mum."
is what
Yeah.
made me think of it.
Like, all by my. Is that what you're talking about, Michael?
That's what I thought.
You're not going to
Right,
be able to
I didn't see
monetize this
part.
video when it goes viral now because you nailed that so well.
So, all right. There's a 50% chance of getting this right now. Who do we think's going to win?
I don't know who's going to win. I know who I want to win. I can't.
Okay,
answer
say
who's
who
gonna
you
win. I
want
have
to
no
win
idea.
and who you think is going to
Well,
win.
let's go through. Who have we got on the jury? Hang on, where's my jury list? Oh no, I closed it.
David.
Is he on
Simon.
the jury? Is
Yeah,
David
David's-
on the jury?
Yeah, David is the first. Oh, sorry, not David. Mark. Oh God.
I was like, what? Isn't he the
Mark.
host? I know Mark's
He
on the
gets
jury.
he gets a tiebreaker vote, right?
Mark was
Like, is he the
the
foreman?
Mark was the first.
Yeah.
So yeah, where
I
does Mark
reckon
go?
Mark would go Caleb.
I think
Yep.
so too.
Same.
Where's the rest of my list? Who did we have next? We had
Blanche.
Blanche.
Blanche will go Caleb
I
Can't
think so too.
remember who.
because based upon what because I watched her jury's thing as well,
Oh, you
and
did. You watched a few now, did you?
I've watched two because and then I got tired because they're kind of
Oh,
long.
you said you were going to watch the ones of the people you liked. So
Yeah,
there's
I just thought I
that's
might as
one
well watch
vote
them all.
for Blanche.
Yeah. So
She
yes,
sort of expressed more opinions about Ben, didn't she? I
she
don't
did, but
remember
she also
her.
referenced Jackson and said he's her man baby.
Did she?
Yes.
Amazing.
Okay, Caleb. So that's 2 for Caleb. Ben, he's going Jackson, surely.
Yep.
Jackson.
Definitely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
2-1. Simon, he might be harder to read.
Mm.
Yeah, I would say Jackson, but I don't
Yeah.
know for sure.
Well, that's 2-2. Cameron wasn't with either of them, really.
Cameron will go to Caleb, I'm sure,
Yeah.
To who, sorry?
He wasn't a
Caleb.
huge Jackson fan.
because based upon
Ye-
what Ben said, Cameron had conflict with Ben and Jackson.
Yeah, I think so
Yeah.
too. 3-2. Brooke?
I reckon Brooke will go Caleb
I would hope so, but
because she's. I don't think she's like an emotional voter.
No.
yeah.
Yeah, she's been there and done that before.
Yeah,
She-
I think
she
she'll
did
be like
work
he's
with
just played a better
J-
game.
She did work with Jackson a bit at the end. But I
Yeah,
also
but
don't feel like he ever really did.
That was
I,
out of
I would.
necessity.
I wouldn't call it working with him. I would call it working him.
Yeah. They needed the extra vote, so they got him on
Yeah.
top, is how I even with Simon, that's kind of how I read it.
Yeah.
All right, so that would be 4-2. Keely?
No, she won't vote Caleb. No way.
She didn't like Jackson though either, I don't think. That much.
I reckon there's a good chance that whoever Brooke votes for, Keely votes for as well.
Oh, really? Okay.
Also, they were on what's that beach called that they ended up on?
Redemption
Exile.
Beach.
Redemption Beach. Exile.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
with,
Redemption.
Whichever
Sorry, I keep
show
saying
Yeah,
you're
with
watching.
Sally. Yeah.
Yeah,
and actually that's
and
interesting
he won
because
that, so
both
she might.
both of the people who are on Redemption Beach with him are on the jury.
Yeah, I mean, in the final 5, they were all there.
Mm.
Yeah, so I reckon there's a chance Keely will vote Caleb. I don't know how
Okay.
strong that is though.
Well, that would be 5-2.
Pretty hard to come back from that.
I'm not convinced. Yeah, but I don't know. Those two, I'm not convinced that they necessarily.
Which ones?
So
Just because
Don't
they
include
worked
them.
with Jackson.
leave them out as wild cards. So 2-2.
I think I'm at 3-2 then.
Okay.
1, 2. Yeah, I think it was 3-2. Sally is voting for Caleb.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So even if Brooke and Keely went with Jackson at that point to make it 4-4, then it's Loz,
Oh.
who I am still. I could be wrong. Like people have done it before. Remember that whole thing with Charlie in Survivor 50 about how hurt he feels that the person who he had allied with the whole way along and who didn't vote for him at the end. And that was one occasion where it didn't happen. But usually someone in Loz's position would end up voting for the person she had worked with the whole way.
And she doesn't she hasn't trusted Jackson.
Yeah.
She might not trust
I think
Caleb
that
anymore though.
Caleb
so.
is going to give Loz a pretty good speech. I think he is.
I
Yeah.
think he'll give her a good reason.
Butter her
I
up.
also feel like there's a chance that he would help her out some way after the show if he wins.
Okay.
I don't think he'd say it, but I feel like that is something.
Yeah. I think they're not
That he
even
would do.
really allowed to say it. It might
No,
even be contractual
no.
or whatever, but I agree. So even if Keely and Brooke voted for Caleb, that would make it 5-4. I reckon it might be,
Simon, we don't know for sure either, though.
yeah.
I'm not
I
sure
reckon he
what's
might get a couple of votes. I reckon Caleb will still do it pretty convincingly. But
I hope so.
I think the thing about Jackson is that I, I don't know. We're obviously only seeing our side of it, but even if you didn't work with him, or even if you, yeah, didn't like him the whole way along as a contestant,
You have
he
to
doesn't.
respect how far he got.
Well, I was about well how far he got. I was actually about to say I don't. He didn't play the kind of game necessarily that I do respect. I know that sounds awful. Okay, I hope he
Who
doesn't
didn't?
ever
He
listen to this.
backstabbed his ally,
Well, that
won
doesn't
his
bother
way
me.
back into
It's
people's
okay
books.
to, yeah,
That's part of
I,
the
I,
game is to do
yeah.
that.
I don't necessarily mind that. It's kind of the way. The bit I don't like is that he did that, but he sort of. I mean, yes, he did it. He followed through on it, but he was kind of led there a fair way. That's still okay. You can still claim it as your own, especially if Simon's not there with you at the same time, also claiming it. But the way he kind of lorded it over everyone, all the other newbies, and
Mm.
kind of talked down to them, and he didn't
Yeah.
really do anything since. Like he was, there were so many votes, one after the other, where someone went home and he was shocked. Like he was just on the outs so often. He had
Yeah.
no idea most of the time.
He also, oh no, I've forgotten.
Yeah, I just don't respect. Kind of, yeah, I don't feel like he had a good handle or influence on most of the boot outs. He survived to the end, but he didn't do much else. To be honest.
Can you
No.
imagine if Simon asks the question to to Jackson? How can you claim getting rid of Ben when I was the one that convinced you to do it?
He'll definitely say that. But whether or not he is on Jackson's side or not, I think he will say it, or someone will say it.
Yeah.
Maybe not Simon.
Ooh.
On the promo, it kind of shows. Well, if I read it correctly, it shows. I think Jackson saying to, referring to Caleb as sort of hiding amongst the numbers.
Yeah, and I'm just like, isn't that what you did?
Hiding, yeah. Well, he hid behind shields. Caleb didn't have shields to hide behind. He
Yeah.
was just with all the other plebs.
Yep.
I don't think he was hiding. I think he was out there.
I also
I'm
don't like that Jackson doesn't think he's an underdog.
I don't like that Jackson thinks so highly of himself. It really irks me. It's that tall poppy syndrome that Australians
Is that
have.
our Aussiness kicking in?
Yep.
Or
Yeah, I think it is.
that's a
But
good point. I wonder how. Yeah, culturally. I don't know. Hopefully, you're not sort of sighing at this, but yeah, I mean, culturally, it's sort of more of a thing to big note yourself for, or not big note, to not talk yourself down. I guess as an American, right?
mm,
Um, or we're kind of taught to, I don't know, hide it a little bit in general society. Not everyone, but yeah, I wonder whether other viewers would judge Jackson as harshly for kind of what he has been able to do.
I was actually just thinking to myself, I'm curious how Caleb is going to sell when he basically poisoned the vote and got rid of Mark.
I mean, that is his big one. Yeah, if you can't sell that, it's
He's got nothing if he can't sell that.
yeah. But Mark knows what he did, and Mark will have been talking to other people. He'll have already told the story, but yeah, Caleb needs to be able to tell it as well.
And I hope Caleb tells the story of how that group with Mark tried to get Caleb on side by saying, okay, we'll just go with whatever you said, and then just instantly overrode him.
Yeah.
I think the other thing Caleb did was just sort of survive well towards the end. Like he was able to convince the rest of the people who were still surviving to vote out Keely and then Sally when it could have easily been Caleb
Yeah,
last night.
totally. And Jackson is probably going to be claiming that people are gunning for him all the time. But other than the very beginning, no one has been gunning for him.
No,
But Caleb has had people gunning for him
Yeah.
constantly.
he was the one who hid.
Yeah.
Well, have they been gunning for Caleb? How many votes has Caleb actually got?
I'm not looking at the stats, sorry.
I'm
Yeah.
just looking at it now. Oh, he got a couple last time. Oh yeah, he got a couple when Brooke went out. Ooh, and not any for a while before
In
that.
the beginning, he had quite a few.
Um, not for the rest of the merge.
When Tez was still in, when they were having that sort of rift, when
Yes.
Mark tried to create that rift between Tez and him.
They were voting. Tez voted for Caleb quite a bit.
Yeah, he did.
I don't think they have been gunning for him that much.
Oh,
Maybe it's
okay.
just that you liked Caleb and you were just worried that he was maybe threatened.
Yeah,
Or they
well, I
talked about it around camp, but it didn't eventuate in the votes.
possibly, yeah, that might be what it
Keely
was.
wanted him gone quite a bit. So when head office was around still,
Hmm.
she kept pitching him constantly as well. Same with
Hmm.
Faith.
All right. So who do you think will win and who would you like to win?
You go
I
first,
want Caleb to
Katie.
win.
Yeah.
And I hope that he will. I don't know
Yeah.
who I think will. I've never seen how this works, so I don't really know how. I'll say Caleb just for the sake of saying somebody, but I don't know how it all works.
I'm the same, but I'm looking forward to doubting myself during the final episode.
It's gonna be stressful, isn't it? These past
Yeah,
two episodes
totally.
have
It's
been
like,
Well,
stressful.
yeah, I think so too. Well, at least you get that because it. Yeah, I was a bit worried that the final two. It was looking at a possibility that it wouldn't be up for grabs. Really, that it might look a
Yeah.
bit like a foregone conclusion.
hmm
Hmm.
I look forward to the reunion now too.
I can't wait for all of them to be fake to each other. Yeah, totally.
That's what a reunion is.
Not Blanche
It's the
apparently.
best.
If listening to all those
Yeah, no.
juries out episodes, everybody gets asked, "Oh, who's the most bitter juror?" and they all say Blanche.
Did Caleb vote Blanche out? Was he part of that?
That's a
No,
good
he wasn't.
question.
He was not.
No, he
Where is
wasn't.
it?
Actually,
Because
Caleb.
it
that
was
was Ben
Ben
and
and two others.
Jackson
No.
and yeah, okay. Yeah,
So
so
who
Blanche
did
will not vote Jackson then.
Ali, Keely, Brooke, Cameron, Simon? Yeah, I mean, Sally he beat in fire. Other than that, I'm just looking back. He has voted for. Oh, he didn't vote for Ben. He voted for Keely that time. He didn't vote for Blanche. It can get a bit lost though, because when they're splitting votes, it looks like they didn't vote for the person who went out, but maybe they were actually part of the plan.
Yeah. No, I was just
Um,
curious because
hmm.
I know that was kind of that because that was supposed to be Keely or Brooke, and then Ben freaked out.
Oh yes, that was that one.
Caleb
Yeah, so I wasn't sure if
has
Caleb was a part of the freak out or not.
Caleb's had such an
No.
interesting ride on the show. Like in the beginning, he was a big character, and it really turned a lot of people off.
I
But
liked
He
then
him.
seemed
he
like a
sort of went into the background
well. He
until
did.
it got to
Yeah.
less numbers, and people were like, "Wait a second, this guy's still here."
Well, he kind of
He's
seemed
been
like he'd been.
entertaining.
Yeah, he was crazy at the start, and then he was sort of in amongst Tez when Tez was really struggling. There was that nice moment where he was sort of trying to coach him, even though he was sort of trying to beat him. Then they got
Yeah.
into merge when Mark was still just wreaking havoc, and he got. I mean, his best move was against Mark,
hmm
and yeah, kind of pitching him against Ben. But then after that, he kind of went quiet again for a while. He didn't. He didn't. You know, pretend all the power didn't go to his head, and he
Yeah,
didn't.
unlike literally everyone else.
Yes, which does make for good TV, but it's not necessarily the wisest move. Like he did it to
No.
camera. He didn't get crazy around
Yeah.
camp. But
Yeah.
here we are saying how good Caleb did, but it's who knows?
Who knows?
Maybe we'll
Indeed.
be having to
Eat crow.
explain what Jackson did well tomorrow. Who knows?
I'm sure someone
I
can
can't
explain
quite
it.
see it. But sometimes people
I
just
mean,
say,
Flint was good
yeah,
with Harry, but
that was good. Wonder how many people saw that one. Yeah.
It was only that tribe.
With Harry. Oh, yeah. Jackson. I wasn't that one. Oh, yeah, it was that one. Harry, Harry, Harry. Oh, there's heaps of them.
How many of the people who were there are on the council on the jury? Sorry, I keep thinking council. Sorry.
Harry. So there was, well, Loz, Cam, Simon. That's it.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's not many.
Sometimes, though, people can just say something at tribal that just gets people off. That is, I was going to say distasteful. That's not what I meant. Just puts themselves in a poor light, or makes
Or
them look
inflates
silly,
themselves in a
or
way that
yeah.
everybody's like, oh, that's not right.
I
That's
mean, to be honest, the most likely thing that happens that way is that Jackson says something that everyone goes, "What? No, you didn't. What are you talking? What are
Yeah.
you talking about?" And just like nukes his own argument by
yeah,
trying to claim something he had no hand in. That could definitely happen.
yep. Can't wait for him to do that. Fall along his sword.
Yeah, but yeah, I reckon it's into. Oh, it could be eating crow, like you say. I reckon he gets Ben, and yeah, maybe one other one, and that Caleb kind of takes most of the rest. Oh, Sean's pitching, and you want Jackson to win that, do you?
No, I don't like either of
No,
them.
he doesn't like either of them.
I liked what you said on Discord, Sean. And
She can't hear.
yes, it's a choice of two.
Choice of two, yes. All right.
Okay. This actually ended up going for 30 minutes, guys. God, we
Yeah.
can talk, can't we?
I know.
Sorry,
it's
Katie's got to.
45, guys.
Katie's got things to do. Oh, you still
All
got
right.
someone in the background.
Yeah, I got Ted.
That's it then. Thanks, everyone. Until the finale tomorrow night. Bye.
See you, Gus.
That's not Gus.
It's Ted.
Oh, it's Ted. Oh, I
It's
All right.
Ted.
was going to say Jeff.